Today what we're going to talk about is our auto packages, right? Our auto packages are pressure packages that have an automatic component, right? The automatic component is where the back is placed, right? Where the back sets is going to determine what we're going to be doing, okay? The different calls that go along with it, right? Auto jet, auto stick, auto pistol, are telling us just who's involved and what they are doing in relation to the running back. All right. We always start with auto jet. It's the simplest of all of our blitzes. It's the simplest of all of our auto packages. We can run it out of multiple fronts, but we always start with the Oki front. We can play cover 3 behind it. We can play red behind it. It just depends on what we prefer or what the matchup tells us because of the game plan, okay? So, first call we're going to go through to understand this auto concept is these off-the-edge autos. As I go through this film, what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to put these into logical groups that make sense with some diagrams and some film so that you can kind of relate to the concept, and that way down the road, hopefully, again, as we get into the season, we'll have all of these different autos. It'll seem overwhelming when we just lay it out in front of you, but again, if we can put it into these logical compartments and you can understand what the concept is, we're going to be able to give you a lot, and you're going to be able to rip it off running fast and physical in the games. Okay, so I place the back to the right. Obviously backs can go anywhere, and the question would be, okay, if it's related to the back, what if he's in the pistol? I'll get to that down the road. The short answer is, if he's in the pistol, we're basically choosing, and game plan and personnel and those kinds of things all come into which side we would use. Okay, but a lot of teams will go ahead and set their back to one side or the other. So that obviously makes it easy. When the back is set to one side, what that tells us, if we are running a specific auto, right, what we're doing could then influence what's most likely to happen. Okay, here's what I mean by that. Right, auto jet. Right, a jet is our dime or outside backer blitz off the edge. They are basically jetting off the edge. Right, so we call it auto jet. Okay. In a game, I need to decide: do I want to come from the X side, the Y side? Do I want to come from the field? Do I want to come from the short side? What we've found through the years is using this auto concept allows me to be correct a lot more often. Okay. The auto concept means this: if a team is using a back to pick up blitzers, right? If I blitz from the same side he's on, better chance of him picking him up, obviously. Okay? If I blitz from the opposite side, right, better chance of that guy getting home, right? It's just going to take him longer to search for where that blitzer may be coming from. Okay? The other thing that the auto concept allows us to do is, again, kind of influence the way that the balls run and things like that. It influences our fit points and the likelihood of where the ball's going to go to. Okay? And here's what I mean. A lot of our auto concepts, if the back is set to one side, we're playing games opposite of it. All right? There's some others where we're going to the back, but to start, we always start with our opposite autos. Okay? So with auto jet, with the back set to our right, our Sam backer is now going to be the one who's going to be the jet. He's going to be the one who's going to be jetting off the edge. Okay? So, because he is jetting off the edge, the down guy needs to understand that the jet is coming opposite. So, instead of me, even though I'm lined up in Oki, I'm lined up in a 6, I need to cross the face of that tackle and get myself down into that B gap. Okay, so again, how I started into this part of the conversation, I said that we're gonna influence a little bit of what these backs do. All right, and here's what I mean by that. If they're a team that is running zone concepts, right, inside zone, outside zone, right, where the back is crossing that quarterback, we are now blitzing right into that, okay? So again, there's a really good chance that that back is gonna what? He's gonna cut it up right now, maybe try to wind it back right now, okay? Nose guards. You guys should get real excited when we call autos, right? Makes your job real easy. Almost every single auto we have, right? There is one exception, and we actually call it twist because we put a twist on it, right? Every other auto that we run, you are slanting to the running back, all right? So nice and simple. Don't need to understand Y calls, don't need to understand down and distance, nothing. Oh, auto? All right, where's the running back? I'm going that way, all right? So in doing that, again, if we're running this call and they run the football, right? Not every time I call a blitz, I'm not always calling it for for pass reasons, right? If I'm a backer, I know that if they are running the ball, he's cutting it up or he's winding it back, okay? So I'm looking for the wind back. I'm really looking to play that A gap strong. Okay, so it's not just, when we put these blitzes in, it's not just, okay, where am I going, all right, where am I blitzing, all right? What I want you to understand, and it's why we start putting this stuff in early, it's why we're not out on the field, we're not having our meetings, all right? That's why I want to make these films and get these out to you, again, learning online, all the stuff we got to do now, all right? I want to make sure that you understand all of the details that go into this. All right. Otherwise, I can have this great package of blitzes, but if you guys don't understand why, then I'm calling stuff and we're going to make mistakes and we're going to pay for it. Okay. So, understanding that, hey, if it's a pass, yeah, here we go. We're bringing a blitz off the edge and we're playing a zone concept behind that. I'm going to talk about the coverage part in a second. All right. But you also got to understand the run part of it. Okay. So let me get back to the pass part of it, okay? Like I said, we can call different fronts, we can call, because of the different fronts, we can call different coverages with it. But the most basic of all of our autos are these cover 3 zone blitzes. We're basically going from a 3-man rush to a 4-man rush and playing a zone in behind it, okay? Here's how we're doing it, okay? Oki, auto jet, cover 3. We just lost our curl to flat defender, all right? Just lost our curl to flat defender. Our corners are getting into their thirds. Our nickel guy has the other curl to flat. Now, since you have the other curl to flat, all right, one of the ways you can help, and you'll see it a lot on the films that the clips that I've got, all right? When it's an auto and we know the opposite guy of the running back is going to be the blitzer, I know I'm going to my curl to flat. So I can really help by being real active with my disguise, making it look like I'm the one who's running the jet. Because on the snap of the ball, I'm opening up, read and run pass, getting to my curl to flat. All right? And you can do that from there, or lined up looking like I'm playing man. But since we are blitzing off the opposite side, if you can do this and just hold his attention for a little bit longer, right? If uncovered linemen are going to try and come off, if you could draw their attention for a little bit, you're helping your buddy get home to that quarterback. Okay? All right? Mike and Willie, all right? Just like any cover 3, all right? They're getting to their hook to curl. Okay? Now, we lost this curl to flat. Obviously, this safety can't help, but this rover can. So he's going to be the one who's going to be working through the curl to the flat. This other safety will be the one who's getting to his third. Nice and simple, right? All right, cleaned up the board. Now I'm going to move on to the next one. All right, this next one we call auto stick. Okay. Auto stick, auto rifle. Stick and rifle are safety blitzes, okay? But when we throw the auto in front of it, it means that either the rover or the safety could run stick. It means either the rover or the safety could run rifle when we put that auto term in front of it. Again, based on what? Where the running back is, okay? So I'm going to leave the running back over here to the right just so you can see the similarities between these three so that hopefully they'll make a little bit of sense, okay? So, auto stick. Auto stick. We had to choose what we wanted stick to mean and what we wanted rifle to mean. All right. We know what they mean in terms of if I just called Okie stick, it means the safety is off the edge. If I just called Okie rifle, it means the rover is off the edge, right? When we call Okie auto stick, it means either of them are coming off the edge. And the decision we had to make as a staff is, again, like the auto jet, if we want the safety who is opposite the back blitzing off the edge, which one do we want to use? We went with stick, okay? So, even though it starts with an S, which typically tells us the safety is blitzing, because it's auto stick, it means either one of them could be the guy, okay? So, let's start with the easy one, nose guards. Where do you go? Hey, running back's there. I'm going to the running back. Nice and simple. If I got the running back on my side, I'm keeping that contained rush, all right? Now, because the back is over there, auto stick is an outside edge blitz, right? It means that with the back over here, the rover will be the one who is going to be blitzing off the edge. Since he's off the edge in stick, we're going to go ahead and bring that edge down guy into the B gap, okay? The exact same strengths that I just talked about last time against the run, right? Blitzing into that, making that ball have to wind back, bringing a guy from the outside, again, trying to dictate to him so this guy can still give all kinds of disguise, right? Everything is still the same with all of those things. Hook to curl, he's opening up, read and run pass, getting to his curl to flat, corners to his third, all right? But now, since the rover is the one who's blitzing, the Sam or the dime is going to stay with his curl to flat drop. Now again, we wouldn't want him disguising here because we're blitzing here. We want the opposite side, okay? We want the opposite side, okay? With the rover being the one blitzing, obviously the safety is the one getting to the middle, okay? Now again, remember, this would all be opposite if the back was over here. If the back was over here, auto stick would truly be our stick blitz. The tackle would be the one getting into the B gap. The nose would go the opposite direction to the back, right? This end would stay outside, and now the Sam or the dime would be the guy disguising that he's coming, and the rover would now be the one who's getting to the middle. So auto stick, exactly like auto jet, we're just using a safety instead of a nickel, dime, or Sam as the blitzer. All right, the third version of our auto blitz off the edge is auto pistol. Auto pistol. Now our pistol blitz is related to the inside backers coming off the edge. All right, now we're not going to line up here and then try and run to the edge and curl it all the way around. Typically we're going to have some of our movement stuff going on if I'm going to make this call, okay? We'll be muddling, or we'll be darting, or it's just something you as a backer with your showing doom, showing macho or wedge, right? Backing off, walking like you're going to come to the edge. All of those kinds of things need to tie into this. It's not just start from here and get to there, right? So auto pistol is now using one of the inside backers to be that edge blitzer, okay? Now, after those first two examples, you should know what these next pieces are going to be, all right? If we called Okie auto pistol, all right, it's going to tell the nose that he's going to the back, all right? The back's over here, so it's going to tell the tackle that he's staying outside, contain rush, all right? And again, out of these two, who's most likely to come off of this edge? Obviously, it's going to be the Mike. It's going to be the Mike. So, if we're muddling, if we're walking around, if we're showing doom, if we're getting out, that kind of stuff, those are the games he's going to be playing, right? And then just before the snap, he's going to get himself to the edge and come screaming off the edge. With him off the edge, again, it's going to take the end and put him in the B gap. Again, the drawing is the exact same as all three of those. It's just a different guy who's screaming off the edge. And there's reasons for that. Splits by the wideouts. It's, you know, if they're a team that is always having wide splits, then bringing the Sam or the nickel isn't real smart because everyone's going to see that coming. All right, everyone's going to see that coming. All right, if I've got some really good blitzers, you know, some really good doggers, some guys that are just flat tough to block, right? Then it's a good idea for me to blitz that guy. All right. Sometimes it's been safeties and we're running the auto stick. Sometimes it's been backers and we're running the auto pistol. All right. Again, sometimes teams bring their slots down here in here nice and tight, and we use the Sam, the nickel, or the dime. Okay, so it's all reliant upon what the other team's doing, what their personnel looks like, what our personnel looks like. That's going to determine what we're doing. Okay, now a slight difference here with this one is this: we can still get this disguise here, all right, to help the blitzer on the other side with the auto. All right, he's still doing the same thing. We're still getting to our third, All right. We now have the Sam backer here in place, okay, because he's not blitzing, so he's going to his curl to flat, all right. The Willie is still opening up hook to curl, right, still opening up hook to curl, but we're losing the Mike backer, and his responsibility in our cover 3 is a hook to curl drop, right. From our other videos that I've shown you, you guys should know what this is going to be. We're going to use one of the safeties to replace that Mike backer and basically rob this hook to curl. Right? So he's going to basically rob this hook to curl, again with the safety still getting there. That's our Reno Vegas concept. Okay? We had to choose a name for it, which one we're going to use with the auto, because we don't know if it's going to be here or if it's going to be here, right? So we went with Vegas. When it's auto pistol, either backer's blitzing. If it's auto pistol Vegas, then it could be Vegas or it could be Reno, depending upon which backer we're losing, all right? We're losing the Mike backer, so really we're running Reno, but we had to give it a name, and we didn't know until they lined up which one it was going to be, all right? So the call would come in, Okie auto pistol Vegas, all right? Okie front, running auto pistol, and the auto Vegas is Vegas or Reno. Because of the back there, we're basically running what I've got drawn on the board, which is Reno. If the back was over here, the Willie would be the one running the pistol, right? The safety would be the one robbing the curl, and the rover would be the one getting to the middle third. We'd actually be running Vegas. All right, the last of these edge autos that we're going to look at is our auto rifle. So again, if I'm just calling no auto, if I'm calling stick, the safety's blitzing off the edge. If I'm calling rifle, the rover's blitzing off the edge. It's why we went with those terms, so that the safeties would understand, hey, it's off the edge, okay? In auto stick, we said that's going to be the safety who's opposite the back that's blitzing, okay? Behind it, a lot of times we're playing versions of cover 3 as we just went through, okay? But there's times where we want to blitz into the running back, right? There's times where we want to bring someone off the edge that the running back is on, and I'm going to explain why here in a second. All right, so first off, what's the nose gun? I called auto, all right? It's going to the back. No problem at all, right? No problem at all, okay? When we run auto rifle, all right? Auto rifle, cover 3, okay? We are losing the safety who is on the side of the running back, all right? So, since we're using one of the safeties, it means we still have our third, we still have some disguise, and he can get out, curl to flat, all right? He doesn't want to disguise because we're blitzing from here, so curl to flat, all right? We have our Mike for our hook to curl. We have our Willie for our hook to curl, all right? And because the back is on that side, and in auto rifle we're blitzing on the running back side, means that the safety would be the one getting to the middle, all right? Since he's not involved, he's staying outside, okay? Now, here's the benefits for blitzing into the running back and why we do what we do, okay? 2 reasons why we want to blitz into a running back, okay? One is because, you know, they're running zone concepts, right? With quarterback possibly pulling it, or RPO stuff where he's going to come out looking to throw, okay? So here's what we're going to do with this. The end is going to be outside of the tackle, but we're telling him, you go ahead and chase that running back. So he's going to try and chase down. If that back's diving, if he's, you know, running inside zone, good chance he's going to be able to get involved in that play. All right, as these linemen are trying to climb up to that second level, he's going to chase that down and go get that running back. And the reason is this: if the quarterback pulls, if it's RPO, our blitzer is coming right for that quarterback's face. All right, he's blitzing right into that quarterback's face. So it allows our end, right, to just go chase and screw stuff up. All right. So against a team that's running zone read stuff, all right, with a quarterback that's a pretty good runner, and we want to send someone to him, all right, it allows us to do that. We can take the dive and we can take the quarterback. Okay. So that's one of the reasons why we want to blitz into where the running back is. All right, we're bringing 2 off that edge, which is freeing us up to do, you know, one going after the running back, one going after the quarterback. Okay. The second reason, and the second, you know, reason why we call this, has to do with teams that, again, right-handed quarterbacks running RPOs, right-handed quarterbacks also run roll pass that direction. Okay. Let me change the angle here. If we get this back leading out this way, quarterback's getting the ball and running roll pass, the end is outside the tackle but inside that lead blocker. The rover, again, if he sees that, then yeah, he's going right for the quarterback. He sees this, the rover is outside, and his job is to contain everything. If this guy comes and tries to cut him, if he pulls and tries to cut him, if this guy comes and tries to cut him, if the North Korean army, like 6 million of them, they all come and try and block him, he's outside all of those guys, keeping the quarterback in the pocket for the end, for the nose, for the backside pursuit. Okay, trying to keep him in the pocket, force him to throw sooner than he wants to. So, you know, blitzing into the running back, there's times where we want to do that. There's offensive schemes that we want to do that against. We want to let that end go chase the football, not have to slow play it, not have to read it. You go get the football, the safety's going to take the quarterback if he pulls it. If it's RPO, he's going to have to get it off right now. So he's not going to have a chance to read if we're playing, you know, are we playing man or zone in behind it, all right? So we're hoping he'll make a mistake, all right? If it's roll pass, we've got an inside and outside, the lead blocker. We should be, you know, pulling that quarterback up and forcing him to have to throw before he really wants to, keeping him in there where bad things are going to happen to him, okay? So auto stick, auto rifle, some similarities. We're using the safety. They're both coming off an edge. But again, with the auto, it's, you know, when we throw that in front of it, auto stick, we're coming off the edge that is opposite the running back. Auto rifle, we're coming off the edge that is to the running back. All right, for these specific reasons. All right, so next compartment. Next set of auto blitzes that I want you guys to understand that we piece together. Auto strike and auto storm, all right? Basically, this is the, you know, like the jet pistol and stick, right? It's the same blitz, we're just doing it with different people. We're basically setting a pick with one of the backers for somebody else coming down into the A-gap. Okay, I'm going to explain what that is here in a second. Okay, so first one, auto strike, auto strike. These ones we typically play with either red coverage or with black coverage. Okay, and again, red means that you know, we've got a safety at the post. because there's a linebacker who can cover the running back, right? If we call black, it's because both backers will be going, right? So the remaining safety is going to have to be the one to pick up the running back. So here we go. First one, auto strike, auto strike. We named these in with the safeties in mind. Okay, so auto strike, to kind of help you guys remember, where does a strike go in baseball? It goes right down the middle, right? So we're basically, this is one where the safety is going to be the one who is getting the pick set for him. Okay, like our jet and pistol and stick, right? Strike and storm happen away from where the running back is. Since we did all the business over here, I set the back to the left. And then for these two, we're going to do the business on the right side. Okay. Again, we could do it on either one. It's just I got to choose one for these purposes. Okay. So good news for the nose guard. It's an auto call. So where's the nose going? All right. He is trying to bring that center with him to the A gap. All right. He is going to the A gap. Okay. Again, there's two different versions of this. And they're both based on what we call for the coverage. Okay, I'll draw it up first in red, and then I'll draw it up in black. Okay, I'll just point out the difference in black. Okay, now in red, it means that the rover is going to be the guy who's going to be getting to the post, because again, the blitz is taking place away from where the running back is. So as much as we like the opposite guy to be showing a lot of activity, hey, I may be blitzing, here I come, right? Because he's got to get to the post, he's got to do that early. I've had some real good safeties that pay attention to snap counts, that know, little differences in what the quarterback does, what the center does. Is it a mouthpiece? Is it a towel? Is it a body level? Is it what's coming out of his mouth verbally? A lot of times they can time it up on film, those kinds of things. So I've had some safeties that can play all kinds of games and then start leaking and then get the hell out, right? And still get to their post, okay? Both of these are colors. So what does that mean? All right, that means we're locked up man. Right? Means we're locked up man. Okay? Now, since it's red, the safety's getting to the post, and it means that the backer who is on the same side of the running back is not going to be blitzing, and he can pick up that back. He's on his side. If he swings, he should be able to get to him. He works across. He's playing run anyways. Okay? Since all the business is happening on that other side, this end is staying outside, and he's the contained rush guy. Okay? Now, auto strike, like I said, we named it for the safeties. For the backers, the responsibility is going to be the same. When you are involved in storm and strike, you are in that B gap, and you cannot be late. Right? I'd almost rather you kind of give it away. Right? Because if you give it away, then we're forcing this guard to have to choose who he's going to block. Okay? I'll get to that in a second. So the Willie is going first, right? He's going first. And in strike, again, we named it for the safety. The safety is coming right down the middle. All right? It's like a strike in baseball. All right? So the Willie's going first, right? And that safety is going to be coming in right off of his ass into that A gap. Okay? And again, if this nose brings that center with him, right? Tackle's staying outside coming, we're trying to force this guy to have to choose. If he blocks the Willie, the safety makes the play. If he comes off and blocks the safety, then the Willie should make the play. Okay? So that's strike, right? It's the safety right down the middle with the Willie setting the pick. All right? If we call it in red, the Mike has the back and the other safety is getting to the post. Now, I don't have to redo everything. If I call black, right? Remember, black means that the safety has the running back. All right? Since we had an auto call, we don't know which safety's blitzing and which safety may be remaining, okay? So we had to choose black or brown, we went with black, no reason why, okay? Just went with that one. If we call black, then the mic is blitzing as well, and that's why it's black. This safety is now going to be the one who's picking up the back, all right? He's picking up the back. Now, if it's black, and we have this auto call, then it's a great time for this rover to show all kinds of disguise because he's just locking up on him anyways. And if it's, run, or if he goes that way, there's a whole lot of traffic over there, all right? He's just, if he is out here and he goes that way, he's just running to him right now. If they're trying to, set up a screen, something like that, he can a lot of times sneak right in behind those linemen, okay? So in black, both backers are blitzing B gaps. All right, in red, only the opposite one who's involved with the strike is running the B gap blitz. All right, the other one's picking up the back. Okay. Next one, auto storm. Auto storm. Again, the paths are on their side of the line of scrimmage going to be the same. We're attacking the same gaps and so forth. Okay. Red and black, that's all still the same. Okay, so again, if I call it in red, he's picking up the back. All right, if I call it in black, he's picking up the back. Okay, so auto storm, hey, nose guards, job's nice and simple, right? Going to the back. Okay, the end's not involved, so he's outside. All right, just like in storm, and again, it's why I put these two together. The Willie is first through that B gap because the back's over there. If it was over here, then the mic would be first through the B gap. Okay? Alright, so he's first through. He's first through and he cannot be late. Alright? If he's late, then blocking one guy blocks two. Okay? And here's what I mean by that. Okay? He's going first, and in storm, where does it storm? It storms outside, right? We come inside, all right, because it's raining. Storms are outside. So again, named it for the safety. You're going to go ahead and stay outside, okay? And again, you can be early, right? And just again, kind of influencing the blocking and what the quarterback's thinking, that kind of stuff. Ball gets snapped. He sees you coming early. A lot of times he's going to step up. Right? They talk to quarterbacks about climbing up in the pocket, right? That's what we want him to do in storm. Because in storm, again, we're still setting that pick here with the Willie going first, but now he's doing it for the down guy, all right? So the down guy is going to take one quick step, right, where he's going to be a little bit back. If we're muddling or darting, he's walking around, getting himself in a position where that Willie goes first, all right? And then we are coming off of his ass into that A gap. Okay? So the Willie is now setting the pick for the tackle in storm to get into the A gap. So again, if I'm outside, that quarterback steps up, all of a sudden here comes that tackle, bad things are going to happen. All right? So Willie in strike is setting the pick for the safety. In storm, he's setting the pick for the tackle. Okay? Whenever we're running these inside type of pressures, whoever's our contain guys, we always want to build a fence around the dog. Right? Dog's coming inside, we can't let it get out. Right? Quarterbacks get the ball, they see something coming right up the gut, they're trying to get out of there. Right? This one, we're trying to show them there and run them right into the dog. So we've got to keep that contained. Okay? He's first. He's second. And again, red or black, we're locked up man out there. When it's black, that mic is coming as well. Right? Ball's got to be thrown right now. If it's not, we're going to get to that quarterback. It's why we go through a lot of quarterbacks through the years. Our next auto package is our Auto Viking. Okay? Auto Viking and Auto Viking B, they both go together. Okay? What these are, you know from our blitz diagrams we sent out before, Vikings are two inside blitzes. Okay? If it's Viking, it's in the A gap automatically. I don't call Viking A, it's automatically in the A gap. right? If I called Viking B, then we're blitzing in the B gap. If we have two backers because of personnel, right, then it's the two backers that are blitzing in those A gaps. We use the auto concept when we're dealing with spread, right, and a lot of times we're trying to get four-man rushes. We're using safeties down in the box. A lot of times our Willie's walking to the edge, or we're using a hawk, right, a fourth down guy, depending on our personnel, right, and how strong we want to be, that kind of stuff. Okay, so when that's the case, we have to draw one of the safeties in order to get the two blitzers inside, right? These ones are both real important that we keep that contained there, right? Both real important that we keep that fence around the dog, because these are old school, here we come right in your face blitzes, okay? So, Auto Viking, starting with Auto Viking, again, trying to be smart about which safety we should use, right? And which safety to blitz and which safety we should use to cover, right? We went with our auto concept. So if the back is over here, which safety has a better chance of covering him? Him, obviously, right? If he's picking up a blitzer, which safety's got a better chance of getting home? Him, obviously, okay? So what the Auto Viking tells the Mike backer is he's going to be blitzing on the side of the running back, all right? He's going to be blitzing on the side of the running back. If I'm calling Auto Viking, it means we're blitzing in the A gap. So a couple ways we can do that. I can run Eagle, I can run tight, all right? And in either of those, I can give what we call a tab call. So tackles at B, right? And they're going to go across the face of those guards, all right? A lot of times when we're just going to line up, I'll do it that way. Eagle tab or tight tab, so that we work across the guard's face, trying to influence them, trying to open up those A gaps. If we're muddling and darting, a lot of times I'll just line us up in our split front and we'll be in threes. And so we're already in those B gaps because we're walking around, they don't know where we're going to be, and then on the snap of the ball, bam, there we go into our B gaps, opening it up that way, okay? Auto Viking, again, is an A gap blitz, so the Mike is to the running back side, right? With the back to our right, the rover would be the other A gap blitzer, okay? Would be the other A gap blitzer. All right, he can almost kind of use this down guy as a shield, all right, so that, again, that guard's got to decide, am I blocking the nose or am I going to come off on him? If he comes off on him, the nose, you got to go make a play, all right? If center comes over and blocks him, then Mike, you got to beat that back and go make a play, okay? If he comes down on the Mike, then tackle, you got to beat the back and go make a play, okay? So it allows us, again, to have the better blitzer in terms of alignment, blitzing, and the better cover guy in terms of alignment covering, all right? Again, because this safety's the one who's blitzing in the auto concept, this safety can play all kinds of games and be real active, look like I'm running stick, look like I'm running shoot, look like I'm involved here, but the ball gets snapped and I'm just covering him. If it's run, I'm running to him. If he sets up and blocks, I'm running to him in case a screen's setting up. I'm in behind the lineman if he does try and leak out. All right? If I get to him and he's still blocking, I become an extra rush guy in case the quarterback's elusive and gets away from a couple guys. All right? If they don't run a lot of screens, if he's not a pass threat, if he's not a run threat, there have been, a few occasions where we've told the safeties, you go ahead and free up and see if you can get in a throwing lane and help somebody. Okay, with the athletes coming down the road as quarterbacks, quarterbacks used to be standing in the pocket, they're not going to run away, right? Nowadays, every quarterback's a real good athlete, so a lot of times, like I said, we are closing into that backfield for screens or, just becoming another rusher to get to the quarterback, okay? Obviously, if he goes out, then you just go cover him. You're in a great position to go get him, right? Nice and simple. Second part of our Viking package is Auto Viking B, right? Auto Viking B. We're now telling the Viking to be in the B gap, all right? To be in the B gap. Again, I can just line up and tight, all right? Especially if we're muddling or darting, we're just going to be in that A gap. and put these two guys in the A gaps so the blitzers can get in the B, right? If we're gonna line up in it, a lot of times I'm gonna run split pinch or eagle pinch, right? So we are working across the guard's face, all right? We're staying out here wide, hoping to get those tackles out wide, right? And we're running the auto Viking B through those B gaps, okay? The running back's on this side this time, so now the Rover's playing the games, looking like he's blitzing, all right, but really he's just gonna cover him. The Mike backer is gonna come off the nose's butt, all right? Again, using the nose almost like a pick, right, into the B gap, all right? The safety who's opposite the back is involved in the Viking B, all right? And he's in that opposite B gap. And again, the job that you noses and tackles do can help these two guys, right? If those guards end up picking them up, then you have to make the play, right? If these edge rushers stay wide and contain everything, keeping it all inside, they may help draw those tackles out wider, right? Depending on whatever their blocking scheme is. We'll get to half slide and full slide stuff down the road, right? But again, it all ties in together, and one of the things that you guys all need to understand in this box, right, is we're playing black, all right? Black is a man coverage. Black tells these guys that there's no help. It also tells them that this guy's got to get that ball off right now. So they're going to play aggressive, they're going to be expecting 5-yard routes, because you guys have to be relentless. You guys that are in the rush, if I'm a contain guy, I'm containing. If I'm getting myself into that A gap, I'm getting into that A gap. If I'm working this disguise, I'm working that disguise. All those little details that we've been talking about need to happen, using the screens, using the disguise, all that kind of stuff, right? But the number one thing is you got to just decide nobody is fucking blocking me and I'm going to get to that quarterback. Because my boys are out there on an island. They're out there by themselves, and they're good football players, and they can do that. But the worst enemy of a cover guy, of man-to-man, right, is time. If this guy has a whole lot of time, then they can run whatever routes they want. They can set up picks. They can do all kinds of things, push-offs, changing speeds, doing all that crap they work on, all summer long, all the drills that get off YouTube, right? If we can be relentless, all right? If we can work those techniques and be explosive, that kind of stuff that we're going to get to once we get back out on the field, all right? Then the more of that dancing crap they do, the better for us, because the ball's got to come off right now. Otherwise, quarterback's going down, okay? All right, hey. Next one we're going to talk about is our bare front auto package, right? Before we get into the actual auto dogs, I want you to understand what we mean by the bare package, right? When we're talking bare fronts, they're all the same front, okay? They're all the same front. We're just getting into them with different personnel to allow different matchups, right? It gives us different strengths. It also gives us ways to attack their different weaknesses that we face week to week, okay? But all of these, auto package dogs we're going to talk about, we can run out of any of these fronts. You just need to understand where you're at in the front to realize what you're doing for that specific auto dog, okay? All right, guys, so now that I've got the board cleaned up a little bit, I'm just going to use the raw front. But again, this could be Chicago, this could be solid, and all the angles, all the gaps, that nose guard would go to the same spot, no matter what the front was, right? That edge guy, that three, that safety, right? All three of those fronts, auto stab, auto slant, auto twist, we can run it out of all of them. It just allows, again, me to take different matchups against their different personnel or different down and distance for different reasons, that kind of thing. So, auto stab, we're going to start with stab first. Stab is an A-gap dog, okay? We're using the safeties as the doggers, all right? If you're not involved in it, then you're just up the field in your gap. So, We've got our hard edge with our Mike and Willie in raw, all right? Our end is in the B gap, our tackle is in the B gap, all right? The auto stab, again, which safety's in a better position to cover the back? The safety is, all right? So he's going to be playing games, but his job is to pick up the back, run to him if the ball, if he stays in, okay? Nose guards, again, what's your job? All right, just going to the running back. Right? And the rover ends up being the guy running the stab. So in stab, there's only one down guy who's doing any kind of line movement. Right? The guy over the center is going to the running back. We're blitzing a safety in that other A gap. Right? In that other A gap. Okay. Again, when we get out on the field, when we start working, working again, right? You're going to understand, down blocks, and are we playing a 4 that week? Who's my primary blocker? On run downs, what kind of things will we get? On pass downs, are we just getting up the field and let's go get them, that kind of stuff. Okay? But in terms of auto stab, it's been effective against the run, it's been effective against the pass. All right? Safety to the side of the running back has him, so he's making it look like he's blitzing. But the opposite safety's running the stab. All right? He's going to be in that A gap. Auto slant. This one's very, very similar. Straight ahead blitz by one of the safeties, basically. But now instead of only bringing one guy to the back, like we do in auto stab, again, nose, your job's simple. You're going to the back. Okay. Just as if we'd have called a raw slant X or slant Y, auto slant means that the inside 3 are all slanting to the back. All right? End's already in the B gap of where the back is, so he's in his B gap, right? The tackle's coming across that guard's face, right, with the safety coming in, all right, into that B gap. All right, I switch the back, so the rover's the one playing the games, all right, and picking up that back, but the safety's the one who's blitzing, okay? That simple concept is probably 50% of the sacks that we've had over our time here at DVC. And fellas, just so you know, we've led the state in sacks multiple years, with a lot of them being this, okay? And just because he's the blitzer doesn't mean he's always the one that makes the play. A lot of times it pulls a tackle off and the Willie makes the play. It pulls a guard off and the tackle makes the play, or that safety makes the play. I'm going to show you some clips. You're going to see some times where the safety's getting picked up and somebody else gets there, and some other times where he just comes clean. All right? It forces things right now. Again, we're in black coverage. All right? So the safeties know, or the cover guys know that the safeties are busy. All right? They're not going to be there to help, but it means we got to be relentless and get that ball thrown right away. Right? Auto stab, it's just the nose. Auto slant, it's all 3 slanting to where the running back is. This next one here is one of my favorites because we're getting some great line movement. We're in a front that's always a problem for everybody anyways, and we're getting one of our better blitzes going on with the auto that comes in behind the line movement, okay? This one's auto twist, right? Auto twist. So we put a twist on this one. That's why we named it that, okay? Nose guards, you guys wake up. All right, you've been just going to the back, going to the back, going to the back. What do I got in auto? I'm going to the back. All right, your job has been very, very simple so far. All right, auto twist. That one's got a twist. That one, you're going away from the back. All right, well, I know. It'll be okay though. I'm going to show you what's going to happen. All right, so nose guards, auto twist. Oh yeah, coach, that's the one with the twist. I go away from it. Okay, so the end is on the side of the running back, so he's staying in his B gap. Okay? The twist is the nose is going opposite the back, right? He's going opposite the back, okay? Because he's going opposite to this A gap, and the tackle is coming off of his butt into the other A gap, right? So again, it's what I like because what ends up happening with him getting off, going fast, a lot of times those centers, they got to snap the ball and deal with some badass nose guard, right? And he's firing off, right? this guy's almost never picked up, okay? Almost never picked up. He's leaving that 3 tech, coming to that A gap, so this safety is now basically running our auto slant in behind it, okay? This has been hard enough to block. Now we've added this twist to it, right? Same thing is happening here. Building the fence around the dog, right? And again, what happens a lot of times, this back starts, if they're just flat running the football, he starts here, the nose guard with that hard slant right now, right? He tries to cut it right up, and here comes this tackle, ear holes him, right? Real good chance for a turnover there. Real good chance to get the football out right there, right? A lot of times the back is picking up a blitzer, right? So if he goes all the way over there to pick up the blitzer in a pass, right, then this tackle comes around unblocked, okay? With this end getting up, with this safety showing like he's coming, he usually locks here, he usually locks there. So that tackle ends up getting clean. If the center comes off, the nose gets clean. If the guard comes down, all right, then the safety's coming clean, okay? It's really hard to pick up all that up, especially once you add with the kind of guys we recruit, and then with the kind of disguise you guys play with. If it's Chicago, the Mike backer walks up and he's the one that's first. If it's solid, the backers are walking up, nose goes, and it's a Willie or a Mike. In this case, with the back over here, it would be the Willie running that. So again, we've got a lot of flexibility, and a lot of real bad things have happened to a lot of quarterbacks when we've had our raw auto package going.